Perfect. Thank you so much, Stan. And I would like to welcome all the participants today. And thank you for taking out time. Before I start the topic itself, I wanted to introduce myself. I am Rahul Sharma. I am the Customer Solutions Leader at Streebo, working with customers in North America and also across Americas in order to help them on how to modernize their digital experience with AI. So today we are going to talk about that. We will show you some of the demos now as well in some time. And along with me, I also have my colleague Wasif, who is a technical consultant, and he's going to be really the driving factor behind presenting the demos as I speak on different topics and different demos as we go along. Now, as I start this presentation, and obviously I wanted to share my screen as well. I want to say hi to everyone. I'll just go off camera so that we focus on the subject and the topic, and then I'll quickly start talking about the presentation itself. So let me just go here and let me just okay, perfect. Okay, so I hope you're able to see my screen. Then
Yeah, looks good.
okay, perfect. Now, I think one of the things that we noticed is most of you today would already have applications running. It would be web portals using HCL DX, or it could be an internal solution that you would have built for employees. Now, what we want to talk about today isn't just taking that application out, but essentially modernizing that application with AI. So adding the intelligent agent on top of that existing HCL application you built on DX, so you can automate functions and business processes and even knowledge retrievals and get into your backend system and do the processes faster and with more efficiency and productivity. So that's what we're going to talk about. So I'll walk you through some of the possible scenarios. I'll walk about and I'll talk about some live demos as well and show you some real working agents that you can use and think about an art of possible and how you can leverage it in the future. Now, let me start by talking about Streebo. Streebo is an HCL business partner, as Dan mentioned earlier, and we are based out of Houston, Texas, and we specialize on building solutions which are powered by HCL DX. And along with building solutions, we also integrate agentic AI in the same DX application. So imagine you have a DX application, and now that DX application is powered by agentic AI. So this is what we do. So we kind of merge different solutions together within DX. Now, there are a couple of things that really I would like to point out. So, number one is we have pre-built solutions across different industries, and we'll show you that as we go along in the demo part. The second thing is our solutions are built on HCL software, which means it is highly secure, it's very tight, scalable, and enterprise-ready solutions. And the most important thing is when you're talking about agentic solutions, it has to be number one secure, and as I mentioned, it's on HCL software, so that is already covered. But it has to be accurate as well, and we guarantee 99% beyond accuracy and trained up to that level so that you get adoption, number one, and you also get the ROI for all the investment that you're doing. Now, why are we talking about agentic AI? So, a lot of us know that agentic AI is not going to come, but it's obviously here, right? So, everybody is using AI in some form or the other. You might be using it for Gen AI capabilities or any other form internally within your organization. And this slide that you see here on the screen and some of the numbers that represents that agentic AI is just going to grow. And it's not about just doing knowledge retrieval, but the real value comes in when you start automating workflows and that is integrated within your DX application, right? From knowledge retrieval to automating some of your business functions, and it can tap into a different backend system. Now, that is really the value that we want to drive here. In terms of how we want to modernize the application, there are two broad use cases we focus on. So some of you might have already built external facing DX portals for your customers. So we can embed and modernize your application. Number one, if there's a use case and you see value, we can actually take your application to cloud, which is HCL Mosaic. I mean, that is one piece, which is DX. But on top of that, we can modernize your application by extending that onto agentic AI solution. So imagine HCL DX functions that you're doing today, traditionally, all of this extended on an AI interface. So when you talk about customer facing, we can connect to DX. You can connect using DX to different backend systems like your CRM. It could be your internal, uh, I would say, ERP systems, which is connected to customer facing information. So you can automate that, number one. The second thing is we can even automate internal employee facing applications as well and modernize it using AI. So if you already are using an internal application on DX, if that is running on DX, we can extend that application and we can integrate it with LLM. So number one, you can get a Gen AI productivity tool so your employees can use it in a secure fashion. On top of DX, you can go into your Gen AI work without any fear of losing that data, number one. The second thing is we can connect to DX knowledge, or you can even connect to DAM within DX, and we can do knowledge retrieval. So you get information faster and you increase your productivity. And the third use case we will show and we'll talk about is more advanced in terms of the nature, because it's going to be more data driven. You might have DX, database. You might be using some of you might be using Leap as well. So you want to be using a Leap application database as well. So if you have different databases, you have data within those, and you want to derive insight, this is a solution for that. So we'll touch base on all of these solutions as we go along, and we'll also talk about some of the use cases as well. Now, if I talk about the real world use cases, obviously we cannot name the customer because of the NDA, but you can see there are some real customer use cases we have built. And I've picked some of the examples, and I'll start with government. But we have built an application which is an AI agent integrated into an existing web portal that the customer already had. The challenge was that the citizens had to call in on 800 number to solve their problems or just find information on the website, which is today is very time consuming in the world of chat GPT and other tools that we're using today. So we built an AI agent connected to their web portal, taking all their knowledge, even some of their business functions. And this agent is now able to automate a lot of the citizen inquiries that you can see here. So number one, automating inquiries on using these different functions and agents. Second thing is we are reducing the workload on the call center team. So essentially, are reducing the cost as well and giving a streamlined experience and standard experience to your customers. And the best part is that a lot of these solutions are integrated with the backend system. So that is where you see more ROI when you talk about integrating with backend systems and talking to your data, talking to your business functions. And likewise, not just government, but if you see public sector utility company based out of South Carolina, we have been able to achieve 60% automation in that space as well, an external facing agent. Public sector, healthcare, and even hospitality as well. So that's a different use case on hospitality. But some of the use cases, live customers, live references, and I would be happy to talk if you're interested in any of these related to your business. Now, what we have done is we have created industry catalog or industry solutions powered by HCL software in HCL DX specifically. A lot of times what happens is when you're looking to talk about AI, you're looking to implement AI. The first thing is you want to see a solution because you have a specific business problem and you want to see the solution using AI. So this agent catalog, think like an app store, and we'll show you that in live example. But this solution catalog will allow you to see an art of possible with your relevant use cases, and you can feel it, you can touch it, you can play around with it, just to get that sense of confidence that this is something that can work for you. And then we can go deeper and do more integrated demos with your own data or workflow. That is the next level that you want to take. So this is a pre-built catalog which you can try and test it, which we'll talk about it in maybe in a couple of minutes. If you go deeper into these solutions, and this is really the broad way on how we build solutions. So the enterprise AI agents, when we try to modernize it using AI, your existing DX portals, number one, we keep it secure. It's built on DX. It's obviously tied in terms of data security, but we also put solutions guardrail. So if you're building a solution for HR, for IT, or for your customer facing use cases, it is grounded on your data and your business workflow. So any external interferences that you see will never be able to interrupt the agent. That is how we put a shield around that use case. Number one, we make it accurate, as I mentioned earlier, which is critical when you build an AI agent. because this will drive adoption, and that adoption will drive your ROI. Because of the pre-built agents I was talking about in the previous slide, we can roll out any solution in just few weeks rather than few months. So you can realize the ROI of implementing a solution very, very fast rather than waiting for months and months to just go live. And the best part is that this solution can work across different channels. So if you are thinking about external facing use cases, you can think about any external channels like your web, mobile. It could be Facebook, Instagram, SMS, depending upon how and where your customers are coming in. So we can extend it to any external channel, including voice. Plus, we can also extend the same solution on internal channels for employee-facing use cases. So one is you can deploy it on your intranet portal that is powered by DX or D. That is number one. The second thing is you can extend the same DX application on MS Teams. You can extend it on Slack or same time. Likewise, any other internal application you can think of. The best part is that if you're global or even if you are in the US, language is a very important thing. So English is going to be the primary language, but you can make the solution work in any language based upon your customer base, be it on chat or voice both. And the last part is a lot of companies today already have their human support team. So you might have a call center today, or you might be using some call center solution. Now, what we do is we augment this experience with your call center. So we can integrate this solution with your call center solution as well. So whenever the agent is not able to respond back or somebody is coming with a very complex question, then we can seamlessly hand over that to a human with all the conversation logs. So you don't have to repeat or you don't have to go again, with the customer. So everything is built in and all built on top of HCL DX. So that is really the value proposition that we focus on. Now, the real part of the demo and rather the presentation is the demo piece here itself. So there are two things that we are going to show. Number one, we are going to talk about customer AI solution, which I was talking external facing. We'll pick a couple of these use cases and then we'll show the internal employee facing solutions as well. So with that, I want to pause here. I want to let our Vasif bring up his screen. And once it's there, I'll walk you through the entire demo catalog and solutions. Vasif, can you please bring this up?
Sure.
So while Vasif is bringing up the screen, I saw that all those different categories of businesses, all external facing, is that most of the customers that you deal with in some internal, or what's the deal on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And so a lot of these customers, we started out building external facing agents. And the reason why we do that is a lot of customers see value on external facing side, because when you build an external agent, you can drive more adoption, because you will have a lot of customer inquiries. So number one, you can reduce your call center cost. That is number one. Second, when you deploy an agent on the website, that will essentially increase your traffic as well through the SEO. So that will obviously increase your lead. The third thing, which is a very important parameter, is to increase revenue. So these are the three things that oftentimes let the customer get approved faster. So we started with that. However, if you talk about the government account that I was talking, even the public utility company, we started with external facing. So it was more like a land and expand strategy. Now we're also building an internal facing agent for their employees. So we do have references internally as well for the same customer and even some other as well.
Thanks. Yeah, you can go ahead now.
Perfect. Now, when you talk about the catalog itself, and I was speaking about the entire solution app store, so we have categorized this into two buckets. One is you have enterprise solutions, and the second is SMB. If I focus on the enterprise side, if I click on this, these are the categories of solutions that we have built. All of these are pre-built on HCL DX and underlying integration with any LLM of your choice. So if I go into banking, for instance, so you will see that there are different subcategories of solutions in banking. If I go into insurance or retail, you will see similar categories of solutions in retail and even in this is government. But if we go to insurance, you will see different insurance solution, and likewise you can see different retail solutions as well. The idea is you might be working with one business function, and in retail you can see there are different retail categories as well. So we can pick and choose the relevant solution that aligns with your business and show you an art of possible. So there are a variety of such solutions. Now, if I talk about one specific solution to just go deeper into it, let me pick the external facing citizen agent, and then we'll come back to different solutions we have. Now, typically in real world scenario, what happens is if you want a service with your city or county anywhere locally, you might have to go on their website to find information, or you might have to call somebody on the 800 number or a specific city or county number. Now, what if, I mean, obviously that is time consuming, but what if you have an agent 24 cross 7 on the website or across different channels? So this agent is a citizen AI agent, and what it can do is, number one, it can retrieve knowledge from your I mean, from your website. It could be from your documents or any knowledge source you can possibly think of. It could have images and otherwise um, other sources as well. So if I come here and ask a question, it could be any question, by the way. And by the way, this is an art of possible scenario or demo. So you can come here and ask a question. It will go into the knowledge and bring that particular information as well. In the real world, when we build solutions, you can even give citations as well and the source from where this information is coming. That is what we do when we build production solutions. Typically, this is, I would say, phase one, where customers start or by automating level one. Then they graduate to doing more complex automation of business functions. So if I, let's say, want to get birth certificate, and recently it just happened with me as well. So I had to kind of go through the entire form, but I was not sure where to go and how to go in my county. So I had to call the number and find out the digital form that I had to fill out. But in this case, you don't have to do that. You just come here on the agent, you just fire up your question, and now you can see you can automate your business functions as well. So if I need a birth certificate, you want to file a complaint, you just come here, just talk to this agent, and it will guide you with the necessary steps. Now, if you imagine, and if you're using DX and Leap, you can build this workflow. And today you might already have this workflow. So just imagine those forms or DX workflows getting extended and making it available on a conversational AI channel. That is what we're doing here, with obviously intelligence and contextual awareness around this. So you can likewise, you want to pay a property tax, you can come here, start, your workflow, and you can see it will take you step by step with all this information, even authentication process as well. So you can do that payment safely on the agent itself. So likewise, you can automate any workflow. The good part about this solution is that it can work in different languages. So if you go in by the way, there are two ways. You can implicitly or explicitly select a language. So if you just start talking in a language, it will respond back, but you can even select that language as well. So we have also embedded multiple languages. And these are just for the demo purpose, but we support all global languages. So if there is a particular request, we can even do that too. This is number one. Now, this is a web AI agent, but likewise, you can extend the same agent and your workflow and your knowledge on different channels, because customers can come or citizens can come from any channel today. We cannot just expect them to come on web, but you can see them coming through SMS, or they might just call you, or they might just do an email. So we can essentially automate every step, every touch point where customers are coming in. This is a WhatsApp example, but it may not be that relevant in the US scenario. But maybe Wasif, if you can move to the email part of it, so you can automate email functions like you see here. So this is into a different industry, but you can see that you start firing up an email conversation. The first thing that will be responding back to you is not a human agent, but an AI agent with context, with background information about your business. So it can do back and forth. It's not like an automated email where it will just be one sided. It can do back and forth. If you're not providing right information, it can validate and then it can guide you on the next step. We can even automate voice. So if somebody's calling in today, it's going to be a human who's going to pick up. But just to give you a flavor, we'll run this voice agent for 10-15 seconds and just show you how natural this voice would sound in today's world. Go ahead, Vasif. I think Vasif, you're not able to hear. Maybe you have to select the other version of sharing with maybe voice.
Yes, Rahul.
Right. So, while Wasif is trying to share this, but yeah, now I think we can hear it. Yeah, go ahead, Wasif.
Hi there, I'm Mila. Need help with an order, return, or finding something? I'm here for you. What can I do today?
I haven't received my order yet. It's been a week.
I understand that waiting can feel long. If you have your order number, I can help estimate where it is in the process. Would you like me to check that now?
Yes, my order number is 402017.
Perfect. One moment while I check that. All right, I can see that your order has been dispatched and is currently in transit. It's approaching the end of the standard delivery window. Let me check the latest courier update. It shows a delivery attempt was made recently. Did you receive any missed delivery notification? Perhaps a message or card?
Yeah, so Wasif, yeah, I think we're good. So maybe I think you can reshare with our voice, but as you can all see, the voice is very natural, and this is obviously built using AI and integration with DX and Leap. So you can even automate your processes on voice too, with this human-like experience. Now, I was talking about the government solution. I want to just give you a very high-level overview of different solutions as well. So, like in government, we have different solutions. Like if you talk about, let's say, I go into banking, right? So we have different banking solutions. If I go into insurance, you will see different insurance solutions. The good part about all of these solutions is that the use cases that you see within the solution is highly customized for that particular industry. So it's not a very generic solution. So if you're interested, definitely we can talk about it for external facing agents, and we can see, how we can support you if you are thinking about modernizing it using HCL DX and AI. Now, with that, I want to now, this is going to be the last part of the customer facing agent, but there's one interesting channel I want to highlight. A lot of customers have been using agent on these traditional channels that we spoke about, but this is the latest channel that we are getting a lot of traction. So today, as you all would agree, LLM search has replaced Google search. So we do more research on ChatGPT or any other LLM tool than we do it on Google today. So we can extend your HCL DX application itself and business knowledge and functions on ChatGPT for apps. So imagine if I come on ChatGPT and I'm searching, let's say, for a particular solution or for information that is related to your business. If you have your application on ChatGPT and exposed as an app, ChatGPT can recommend you, and you can see there are tons of these apps live on ChatGPT if you're using it today. So ChatGPT can recommend your app if your information is relevant to the user. So you are meeting your customers directly, or your prospects, I would say, directly where they are searching information. So this can drive your traffic significantly on the website, which helps you in generating more leads and eventually, obviously, getting more revenue by closing opportunities. So this is a very, very interesting channel we are seeing from a customer facing standpoint. Now, I want to, and by the way, yeah, we spoke about how you can do transactions as well on this. So essentially extending the entire application, DX application on this channel. Now, I want to switch to an internal facing application. So we spoke about external facing on how we can automate customer support or citizen support. From an internal facing perspective, there are multiple use cases. The most common use case that we see today, and the solution is built using HCL DX and powered by underlying any LLM of your choice. The solution is where, imagine you are an organization. The biggest challenge today is how do you control your employees using free version of LLM and exposing organization information. That's the biggest challenge. So I built a solution where you can connect to any LLM of your choice using HCL DX, and Wasif was just showing that. The best part is this solution is deployed in your own environment. So as an organization, if you give this access to your employees, number one, you have to come and log in with your own ID. So you will have your own authentication process. We can, connect to that. And then you can come and talk to this and use it like a Gen AI solution which most of you guys know. So you can come and write your emails. You can upload any documents you might get to talk to that document or ask follow-up questions. And you can even do web search as well. And the best part about this is that every information that you are adding here is completely secure. So nothing is going outside your own organization's environment. So as a CIO or as a I would say management stakeholder, I don't have to worry my employees using like a free version or unauthorized version of LLMs. So number one, this is where most of the employees in organizations start out. That is number one. The second piece where they graduate is the problem is finding knowledge, right? So if you have an HR question or if you have an IT question, you might have to find that into some of your documents in your SharePoint or any knowledge, or you might have to drop an email or call someone. You don't have to do that anymore. The same solution can find you information from different sources, be it your HR system, be it your IT system, or finance or legal. So you can come and ask question. It will bring your information, contextual information, and even the citation from where that is coming, and also the page or the document, a page in that document from where that is being uh, shared. So you can go and validate the source as well. That is point number two, or use case number two, which is knowledge retrieval. But we just don't do knowledge retrievals. We even do advanced things, which I mentioned earlier, is to automate workflows. So when you talk about automating workflows, you are thinking about integrating with your backend system. So you're integrating your workflows. One example, which is very easy to replicate here and show you, is let's say you want to apply for a leave. So today you might have to go into your intranet portal and you have to do that process. But the same thing, you can do it using this automation and AI. So you can come here and ask that I want to apply for leave, and then the rest of the process and the workflow will be as per your workflow that you have today. So you can just come here and apply for leave, and this information will go into your existing HRMS system. So we integrate with your HRMS, and the integration typically happens for some of you who are technical, or you might be technical, is we integrate using MCP, which is a pretty standard best practice today. So if you have multiple agents, you can connect to multiple systems, and then the agent will decide where to go and find that information or do that workflow. So this is something that we do. Taking one step ahead, you can even do autonomous agent use cases as well. So you don't have to put all this information by yourself. But let's say you are having an IT issue. So you can try to troubleshoot that. But if you cannot, you can just come here and you can just fire up a question that I want to raise a ticket. So the agent in the real world will be aware about the context that you have been talking about. Maybe it could be a hardware issue or laptop issue, and then it can automatically open up your ticketing system. So it could, right now we are showing you an example of ServiceNow, but it could be your existing ticketing system. It could be your Jira, it could be EasyVista, or any ticketing system you can possibly use today. So we can connect to that backend using MCP, and it can automatically, as you can see on the screen, can log in and can create a ticket on your behalf. And it might ask you inputs where required, but your 80 to 90% of the task is automated. So we can do autonomous agents which can take control and do it for you in a, obviously, in a process that is approved by your organization. That is use case number three. The third use case, or rather the fourth use case I want to talk about today, is more advanced, and that is the data use case. So this is what we call Solomon. I mean, obviously, all of this could be white label as per your branding and guidelines that you have, all these solutions. But when you have data, and this is a very common problem today, if you already have a lot of this database and backend systems having multiple sets of correlations, we can apply HCL DX plus LLM on top of this and build a AI reporting dashboard for you. So this dashboard will connect to your backend system, connect to your data, and then it can correlate based on some of the rules that you have. We can apply those rules on the AI side, and then you can go and find insights into those data sets. So it's just not about randomly going and asking questions, but you can find specific information. Why the sales is not happening for, let's say, last month, and what was the result. You can even go deeper into your team's information on how much each seller is doing, or anything that you want to learn, maybe the collection that you did for the property tax last month versus last year. So all of this data, you can come here, ask that question. On top of that, not just bringing information or data set with correlation, but you can even talk to that data using this conversational AI. So you just come here, ask questions, and just keep asking follow-up questions and just go deeper into your data that you have today. And at the end of the day, the goal is to help you to make data-driven decisions. That is really the end goal. So this is the fourth use case from the employee standpoint. Now, the last piece of information I want to talk about today, and obviously we cannot show it because it's a very different kind of solution, but a lot of organizations today, even government organizations as well, if it is relevant for you, where you're doing a lot of outbound calling to your customers based upon your CRM, be it setting up a reminder for consultation or reminder for payments. So if you are in that industry where you need to do follow-ups using HCL DX and the LLM underlying technology, we have built an outbound AI agent solution as well. So you can set up the use cases that you want to do. It can connect to your CRM system or any other system to just give relevance and context to that agent. And then you can even upload the data set and rules as well, right? So you can do bulk outbound calling as well. And the good part is that since it is connected to CRM, even if it is doing bulk outbound calling, it will still be doing personalized interaction with each of this agent. So you can automate all of your redundant outbound calling use cases using this advanced AI agent as well. And then obviously you can select your language, you can select the tone, you can select the personality of the voice. It could be female, male, and in that two different voices as well. So all of this could be customized as per your company's branding and guidelines. But this is a pretty good use case where it can redundant follow-ups could be automated. And if you think about it one step further, as soon as you call somebody and the call would straight away go and they might say yes or no, that is kind of a very normal situation. But a lot of times customer in the real world will ask you follow-up questions. So the voice agent that we showed you earlier, so the same agent, as soon as they ask a follow-up question, it will switch to that agent so it can respond back in real world as well. So it's not just doing an outbound call, but also responding back to that customer as well. So we can give a good experience to the customer and then hopefully help you with the closure on the follow-up as well. So with that, I want to close the demo part here, and I want to switch back to my slide, but I want to just kind of summarize it here, right? So there are two solutions that we spoke about. Number one, modernizing your existing application to automate your citizen or customer facing portal or customer facing use cases. The second is your internal employee facing portal, which is on DX. So we can even automate that using AI. And there are multiple use cases that we have seen today. Now, in terms of how you can try this out, so let me share my screen once more and talk about some of the possible scenarios that we see as a next step. Let me bring it up. Okay. So if you have both on the customer facing side and employee facing side, if you see value and if you like the solutions that we have presented, the easiest next step is to try this solution. So what we do is we typically offer a prototype to our customers. And in this prototype, what we do is, we sit down with you, we talk about the use case, and maybe you can bring up your requirements and your business problem. And we will identify the use case that makes most sense for you. So that is number one. We can, help you with that process of discovery. The second thing is once we identify that, we can build a prototype, which is we can pick one business function and we can replicate that workflow for you. And second, we can ground the public knowledge that you have in the demo itself. So it's a customized prototype demo with your own data and with the workflow that you would like to automate. And the best part is that we give this prototype to you. It's not a control demo. We present it and we give it to you. So you can try it with your own team. You can try it with your own internal stakeholders and see how this works in terms of the claims that we are making in terms of accuracy and security. You can feel it and touch it in the real world. So this is the next step. So if you like the solution, if you have a business problem, and if you want to modernize your existing DX application or some of the functions, you want to see something working, happy to connect with you. and we can try to see if we can work on a prototype. So with that, I want to again thank to I would like to thank everybody who is on this call. And Dan, really, thank you so much for having us on this presentation. Hopefully, we have shown some of the use cases that might be valuable to the participants here. Yeah.
But I have questions if that's okay while we're waiting to see
Mhm.
if we have more. So digital experience is normally your experience platform. With AI, it feels like it's changing. Rahul, why don't you explain what digital experience is becoming with the AI component in what you are working with?
Yeah, sure. I think a very good example is, and a lot of you guys would relate, in today's world where we're using chat gpt and claude, the experience and the expectation from the customers have changed drastically. So even and all the customers we see today would be having a portal, be it I mean, DX is definitely there, but a lot of customers already have a portal. So in today's experience, in today's world, the experience is that we want to make sure that the information that you have on your DX portal is seamlessly provided to your customers without allowing them to just search. That is number one. The second thing is, all of us know that we want to automate the experience itself, and we don't want to call somebody just to sit down and ask for information. So that experience is changing as well, because a lot of things are getting automated. So when you apply an AI layer on top of HCL DX, so your application on DX, your underlying technology, your knowledge, your assets will still remain the same. So we are not taking that off whatever you have built so far, but it's just adding an extra layer of AI to give your experience customers the experience they're looking for. So that is drastically changing, and really we want to be there. So if you are exploring AI, or if you're not exploring AI, I would urge you that you need to start thinking about how you can add AI to HCL DX, which is going to be the next step.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Vishal, um, I've sent you a request to unmute you.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. I am in the same boat. I joined late. Must be some calendar issues, but that's okay. My question to you guys is that while I have not gone through the full demo, if in your DX portal, are you thinking of or are you already have some sort of conversational or intent-based UI approach as well from our traditional portals? That is where a lot of those industry is also giving complimentary portal or an interface. So what is your thoughts on that? And can we use the internal models pointed or LLMs pointed to the conversational AI or intent-based UI if you have it?
I'll take this first, Rahul. So there is more work going on with AI. So DX will have its own MCP server. There's an initiative which is the first release currently in the current CF of an IQ system. And so what that does is that you can talk to the IQ system and ask questions about your environment, and probably as the next release comes out in another 6 weeks, it will progress to being able to create a page and create content by talking to the interface. So those are the first couple. I mean, essentially, I think we'll have product management come on and describe its forecasts forward. I'm trying to get that to happen in September, but um, that's kind of step one in this process. But as we go forward, it is going to be an experience OS for AI, if I can say that. So experience operating system for AI, and that's kind of its move forward. So that's kind of a glimpse, I think, Michelle.
Okay.
And we can get into some more detail, but I think I'll have product management. I'm trying to get them to come on and talk about that strategy as we move forward.
Yeah, if you can send that roadmap, that'd be great. And since I joined late, if you can send some documentation on MCP, which you said is already there, that will help as well for us to evaluate.
Okay, yeah, I will add more information in the YouTube help information as the description. Good
Okay,
idea.
thank you.
Okay, thanks.
And then a
Rahul?
quick, yeah, a quick thing then. So we are not able to send any material on chat request. I think it's kind of disabled. So I don't know if we can send it to you and then you can forward it. That is also
Okay,
fine.
and I'll send that out and add it as part of the description. That is all the calls that I see. Rahul, do you have any follow up here?
Yeah. So the only concluding thought is that we are going to send you the information, and sorry for this confusion that happened. But to go through this, recording, and just want to let you know that Streebo is an integrated partner with HCL. So if you are thinking about an AI solution which is integrated within HCL, you can definitely talk to HCL and Streebo. We can help you embed AI within DX. And the best part is that when you build a solution like this, and we build, let's say for example, MCP, and that was a question from Vishal. Even if tomorrow, because MCP is like a standard approach, right? So if you're trying to build an MCP, you can reutilize that MCP even in the future when some advanced AI capabilities are coming in within DX. So whatever work you're doing today, it's going to be within DX, within your own asset, so you can take control. And at the same time, for the future as well, you can reuse those assets as well. So that is one point. And the last piece is, if you like the solution, please reach out to Dan, and he can coordinate, and we can see how we can show you a relevant solution. And if you're thinking about seeing any MCPs, or if you have any questions around the technical part as well, we'll be happy to address that too. So with that, Dan, I will pass it on to you to conclude this.
Yeah, and just to add one more thing. I mean, I kind of gave you a question earlier about what DX is becoming, and to me too is that we have it's the experience, but it's also the platform that is delivering the different UIs, as well as being the data platform, right? So lots of your data is intrinsic to DX, and therefore you're taking the data out of that and then building those AI agents to work on that data. So it's becoming, the traffic cop for everything. So thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate your visit. If you have any questions, please send them to me, and we will send out the information on the YouTube later today. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you.